Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and around Christmas time I did something that I haven't done in quite a while, and that's go to Walgreens and check out their toy aisle, and there I was finally able to find some of the Kingdom Hearts figures that Diamond Select Toys makes. Now these have been on the shelves for a little while, but I have never seen them until now. Now the good thing about these are, they only cost $9.99 for this first series, and they've done other series too. And Diamond Select Toys, if you're not familiar with them, they make some really cool figures. My favorite line being the Marvel Select line, but they've also gotten into things like Nightmare Before Christmas and Ghostbusters and Pulp Fiction and the very popular Mini Mates, which has recently evolved into the larger Vinny Mates. But right now let's take a look at these Kingdom Hearts figures here. So we got King Mickey and we have Pluto, and like I said, this is part of series 1. Some of the other characters that you can get in this line exclusive to Walgreens is going to be Axel, and there's also a Sora figure. Now if you look around, you're able to find even more of these Kingdom Hearts figures that are a little bit more expensive, but they come with more figures in the pack. So let's take a look at these, starting with King Mickey. Now I am a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Never really got into some of the Nintendo DS, 3DS type titles and Remix and Dream Drop Distance. I don't really care about that. Just the main title. So I'm really happy that I was finally able to get a Mickey figure for a very cheap price for $9.99. And I gotta say that these guys, they are worth every bit of that $9.99, but at the same time, don't expect anything spectacular. So let's just taking a look at Mickey here. I can tell you Mickey is quite light. There's not a whole lot of articulation going on, and the paint is just what you would expect from a figure that only costs $10. Now, don't expect to get any crazy dynamic action poses out of this guy because you're not going to get it. The articulation is actually quite limited, and limited in the number of motions you can do with it, and Mickey's ability to stand up on his own. Now, on the bottom of his feet, you do see peg holes, so you can stand him up if you have a stand, and I guess if you also have a figure stand where you can kind of collapse onto his waist, if you can get it to fit, you can do more dynamic things that way. But other than that, you're going to have to kind of work with him to get him to stand because his feet are rounded. So that's why I kind of have him in this feet apart, one somewhat further apart than the other kind of way. The coolest thing about this figure, I think, is this Keyblade. Keyblade is, I think, one of the coolest weapons that was created really in the history of video games. I think this is really cool. It's a key, it's a sword, and there's so many different types of Keyblades, but this is basically the most basic type of Keyblade. We got this little dangly chain here. This is made out of plastic, and it has the Mickey insignia on it, his mouse ears and everything, so that looks pretty cool. As far as the articulation for Mickey goes, you got his left hand, his left arm here, that just simply goes up and down, and his hand twists a little bit. So up and down arm, hands can twist a little bit, same thing on the other side. And as for his feet, they just basically move front and back, and then you can twist his ankle there at the bottom. That's pretty much all you're going to get from him. So, trying to really, get him in a really awesome pose is not really something that you can do. Now, as far as the materials that Mickey is made from and the quality, he's pretty light. It feels a little bit cheap, but then again, this is $9.99 and it comes with Pluto as well. Paint deco on this guy is okay. It's not the cleanest thing that I have ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst that I've seen, but I can't really complain too much because of that price point. I always got to keep bringing it back to $9.99, and the fact that we really don't get a lot of Kingdom Hearts figures, especially at mass retail, especially for an affordable price. So that is Mickey, and coming up next to Mickey, we've got Pluto here. Now Pluto is very, very simple. Pluto is kind of really more of an accessory, I would think, as opposed to being a standalone figure, because the only thing that Pluto can do is move his head very stiffly from left to right. There's nothing else. He's got these really stiff ears. He's got this, well, I guess the tail is somewhat articulated, but it's really not a big deal. Nothing else on him moves. His feet don't move, legs don't move, absolutely nothing. He's just there to look cool while standing next to Mickey. And this is definitely something where you're gonna want to try to get as many of the Kingdom Hearts characters as you possibly can in order to round out the line, because they are going to look a lot better together. I want to keep looking around. I haven't been able to see find any of these other figures like Sora, like Axel, and I'm really curious to do a little bit more research to find out some of the dual packs that come with 2 characters, in some cases maybe even 3. You know, one comes like heartless, you get a heartless enemy to go along with it. I think that that's really cool. But you know, with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out not too far hopefully from now, this is a really good time to kind of rekindle the fires of Kingdom Hearts, at least for me, because you know, this is one of the most wonderful games that I played on PlayStation 2. Amazing stuff. So yeah, these figures, they're pretty good for what they are. They are cheap, and it's really the only way that you can get these guys at an affordable price at mass retail. They're not the most amazing work that Diamond Select has ever done. They're not as detailed as some of the Marvel Select things, but then again, they don't feel as premium. But for what they are, I think that they're just fine. So once again, you can find the Series 1 at Walgreens, and they're going to cost you $10, but you can also take a look at some of the other stores. I do believe that Diamond Select, like comic book shops and whatnot, they are going to be selling other Kingdom Hearts figures in other places other than Walgreens, so check those out. So yeah, this is a little something I picked up at around Christmas time, and I'm happy to add it to the collection. I'm very happy that you checked out this video, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with something else in the future. So until then, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.